Hello, good evening. So it's Thursday night here in France. And it was a little bit challenging for me to get on and talk about something because there's so much going on and it feels really overwhelming. And at the same time, in my personal life, there's so much going on that's really inspiring. And one thing that I wanted to share is many of you don't know that I'm actually involved in the impact investing field. I used to organize conferences for family office. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Danielle. And family offices are basically, like the top 1% wealthiest people in the world. And the reason why I joined that field was because I wanted to talk about impact and the impact of where we put our money, the impact of how we build our companies and how our companies operate, how we live our lives, and basically the differences that we can make on the world's biggest problems. And so in that field, I realized something in the last 2 or 3 days. When you were a kid and you looked at homeless people, and then you looked at all the empty houses that are around that are for sale or for rent. And as a child, you're just really confused as to why people would be living on the street where there are so many empty warehouses and houses around. Why don't we put them in there? And there's so much food thrown away at the grocery store and at the restaurant. Why aren't we giving them that food? And why aren't we taking care of their mental health? It's so confusing for a child to have these common sense ideas of how we're supposed to live and treat each other, and then have adults tell you that that's not how the real world works. And we can't do that because of this reason and that reason and this reason, all very logical and responsible reasons why we can't live how we're supposed to live. Well, I've got some hope because back in their day, it was difficult to scale solutions. We have a massive surge of technology right now that is allowing us to actually tap into very viable, very scalable solutions, common sense solutions, easy solutions, where these problems can get resolved, can go away. We can treat people with compassion. We can give them health care. We can make sure they have their rights and needs met. We can use the resources that we have in the world and know where they are and share them with the people that need them the most. This is all within our capacity now. I'm not saying that we can solve 100% of the problems, but we can solve the big majority of them. And so this is an interesting time in history because we might have some of the most complex problems going on with huge populations of the world, and what we're up against right now, which is massive, climate change and the pandemic and what's going on. But at the same time, we have such a surge of innovation and technology and solutions that, our childhood dreams can be made real. Those foolish ideas that we had about how we're supposed to live and who we're supposed to be are now realistic. And it's kind of water to my soul, or oil on my head, as the Bible would say. It is a beautiful healing feeling, a healing balm, to know that what we dreamt as children was right all along, and that we can again dream as children. We can dream as children in our personal lives. We can dream as children as societies, in our companies, in our couples, in our friendships. Those naive, silly ideas were not naive and silly. They were beautiful, they were real, they were right. So my invitation is to remember who you were. Remember that beautiful, innocent heart you still have. Maybe tap into that. Give it some love. Give it some validation. Give it some space to act. Some space to be heard, because it's within our reach now. Isn't that the coolest? Isn't that super exciting? Okay, big kiss. Bye.